stick around because you got my man Prad. There's still earnings all week long, so it's a big earnings-filled week. He's going to have the after show, which will be fire pretty much every single day. Hopefully talk some Palantir because that broke that $20 level. Max, of course, thank you for filling in for Sean. Big shoes to be filled. On the midday, we had Obi absolutely crushing it as well with the professor himself. And great job on the ones and twos, Ramin and Fabian. We had some issues that we worked through today, and they were absolutely fantastic. These two never stop working. I don't see them taking breaks. But I'm Neil. That's Max. For my man Sean, who's chilling out in Rome, and Brendan, we're done. You're headed to Prad. Go get him.
Yes, sir. We are here, and the stocks are already moving. We're looking at Avis, WDC, Yum Brands China, Zoom Information, ZI. So a bunch of stocks over here that we got on board for the after hours. But more importantly, tomorrow's pre-market earnings session is very, very hot. We got stocks such as NCLH. You got sympathy trades off of NCLH along with CCL and RCL, which recently, I believe, announced earnings. You also have Pfizer. That whole sector has been on fire today. The whole LabU biotech sector has been on fire. Caterpillar, JetBlue, Altria, Siri, as you heard from Max not too long ago, and we also have Sun Power. So lots of stocks tomorrow in the pre-market session. But let's dive right into what's going on over here on my screen, which is Avis Budget coming out with the earnings report, already popping to the upside, currently trading slightly around $230. We tried to take out 230 over here, but looks like we got a little bit of a rejection off that 230, a slight pullback coming in. Let's see if we can punch through that 230, keep on rising to the north side as Avis, it looks like it might have come out with a positive earnings report. Just trying to quickly sign into this website, find my earnings mover expected probability numbers over here. The implied volatility numbers for CAR is, come on, let's see the numbers. Here it is. About 6.8% expected. They're saying actually 235.25 to come into play to the high side. So they're expecting that 230 to break. Let's see if that one ends up, playing out that way as we wait for the stock to, go for another run up north side. A couple other stocks that we're waiting for is Western Digital. You guys, if you guys remember a couple shows ago, STX came out with their earnings report. We talked about it. We even traded it the very next day after setting up our trades and so on, after planning our trades, and it was one of our most profitable trades on the day, STX. I think if I remember correctly, that was the 63-64 area breakout. Now, with the Western Digital coming out with the earning report, if they come out with a good one, which it looks a little bit mixed, honestly, because they keep trying to pop up, but they pop right back to the downside. We got an initial pop up to 43.20, looks like, or maybe the numbers might not be out yet because the stock hasn't really done much volume over here. So we'll wait for what happens on this one while we go to a next stock that has earnings. ANET coming out with a monster beat over here too, rising to the north side. 170 coming into play for ANET. Let's see if these bad boys, how much of a move are we expecting on the earnings expected implied volatility move for ANET. It is 7.3, $166.40 to the upside expected. They are already above that. So it looks like a big beat, a monster surprise beat on ANET most likely. That's why we're seeing a higher implied volatile move coming in outside of the expected numbers from Options AI. Oh wow, people saying Palantir. So let's go see what Palantir. I mean, yeah, Palantir broke 20. I thought you were, talking about it because it was much higher than 20, but no, yeah, it did break 20. We're waiting to see what happens on this one. SNMP going crazy. I'm not sure I can pull up that stock over here on my computer. I can, yeah, okay. SNMP now trading at $12, $15. Wow. I mean, the stock, first of all, had barely any volume throughout the day, and it halted all over the place. but at least it's bringing in some sort of volume over here in the after hours, and it is going crazy right now as the shorts are, probably running to the exit stages at the moment. They don't want to hold the stock overnight, and they're probably punching out of their positions, giving that stock or this position that pop-ups that you're seeing that it's bringing in. Monster moves now at $13, looking to see if we can get above 15 for SNMP. People in the chat talking about 25 coming in soon. People in chat also talking about take a look at Tune. Tune not really moving at the moment, so we're going to move away from Tune real quick and go to YUMC, Yum China Brands, which actually announces the earnings at 4:30, so a little bit too early maybe to go here, but looks like they apparently had a load of a nice little pop over here, about a dollar almost pop coming in, but then dropping right back to the south side. Let's go to ZI moved. Oh, smokes. ZI getting smoked. Zoom Info Technologies absolutely getting on fire over here, dropping to the downside. Looks like we broke 20, made a low around $18.50, and then popped back above 20. Now trying to see if we see some rejections around 22 or so. As always, I want to go to see what the options implied number is for this one. Not Zillow. I want to go to ZI. ZI, bang, earnings number, bang. Come on, let me see the numbers. 11.3% move expected. Looks like we had a little bit of overextended than that. 2268 to the downside would be 11.3, and yeah, we went much lower than that. So big drop coming in, now pulling back probably to that 2268, 2250 area, and then push back down to the south side. ZI missing earnings drastically over here, dropping like it's hot. People in the chat saying AMC to the moon. Yeah, okay, you're just baiting me right now. You baited me last time with the last stock, and now you're baiting with AMC. So Cody, that's it. No stocks from Cody. Young China, yeah, Young China. Tune to dilute soon, says Euthanasia. I mean, I can't predict the future, but we've seen how stocks always end up doing that, which is could be something to watch out for. So obviously be careful if they do dilute. As a day trader, it'll give you some good trading opportunities, right? Maybe we'll look for some SSR bounce coming on those stocks if it's a trade possibility or not. Nice watch, Pratt. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so coming back to some of the stocks that have earnings today, WDC, looks like the earnings report's actually now coming out, and it might have missed. And if these guys are missing, then STX is going to sympathy trade to the downside along with them. Here goes STX, which actually had positive earnings report, now selling off as a sympathy trade along with WDC's numbers overall. Not a good outlook. So now we're looking to see where could the stock go to on a longer time frame. I mean, that $40 level stands out right away. And we got a couple supports over here near $35, $37 or so. The stock doesn't do too much volume, but it does a lot better volume than STX. So maybe there's some explosion of relative volume over here on WDC tomorrow for us to take some trades at. But let the stock settle in the after hours over here. See really what happens in the after hours to marinate the sauce. Let the trades marinate. Let the stock marinate in the after hour session. Show you what levels. But I like that 40 level. If we are going to be weak, that 40 level stands out. We did try to push that 40 and bounce off of that immediately right back into today's pre-market areas. Seeing a little bit of a rejection of the pre-market areas / today's lows around 42.50 or so, and now the stock is sadly under $42. I was actually very bullish for WDC, sadly, but this move over here now makes me want to, obviously be bearish. So if we were to go to the longer time frame charts that we use over here, STX. This is the level on STX that we're talking about, that 63 area. Now that STX is, selling off along with the oh, it did not. Do I have after hours turned off? I do have after hours turned on. It's not selling off. So what the heck are we seeing on Trade Ideas over there? Trade Ideas kind of bamboozled us about STX over there. But yeah, it looks like WDC is selling off. STX not really selling off too much in the after hours. Makes sense because the stock barely does any volume during intraday anyways. So for it to make the move it did that Trade Ideas was telling us was kind of surprising to me. That's why I reacted the way I did. Look at that. It said it dropped down to 62, right? So we're expecting that 63 area, to come into support tomorrow. And if we are under 63 on XTX, because of WDC, maybe there's some shorts over there to take a look at. WDC specifically, that 40 area is very interesting to me. Prad, are you aware of SYM? Let's go see what SYM is doing. Symbotics, does it have earnings today? It had earnings pre-market. Along with a bunch of other stocks there too, such as SoFi. SoFi was mostly on my radar the most for earnings today pre-market. I was not looking at SYM, and honestly, I am not aware of it either. The way the stock moved, might just have to put it on my radar. I mean, what an insane move. 50% pop today off of earnings. That is insane. Let's go to this longer time frame here. Longer time frame, go to the 1 year chart. Is this a new all-time high? New all-time high incoming. Wow. So I like the setups like these, right? I love setups like these. When stocks break out, go to new all-time high. We found something like that on Oprah. It did break a new all-time high and then pull right back up. And see what I said? This is the range that I expect the stock to really show us buying. And that's where the pullback came all the way right back down to. If you guys remember when I was talking about this position. Good to see that one. But let's go back to the last stock I was just looking at, SYM. I like to see this right here, that 54 area breakout. Looks like it gave you a clean trade north longs today. This is today's chart. Bang, bang, bang. It rejected that 54 area a little bit, broke through 54, came back in, trapped some people, and then broke for the real move north side. Either way, monster move for a new all-time high on this stock. If this one brings in volume tomorrow too, average 10-day volume only 1.7 million shares, but because of the earnings over here, you know, you got an extra elevation on the relative volume side. If this stock brings in volume tomorrow too, there could be some trades over here for us to take a look at. So keep your eyes out for SYM on NASDAQ for sure. Is an alternative for Amazon Kiva, fulfillment services robotic, fulfillment center robotics. Okay, Amazon Kiva, is that what is an Amazon Kiva? I don't even know what that is, I'll be honest with you. Amazon Kiva, Amazon Robotics, Amazon Robotic, formerly known as Kiva Systems, Massachusetts-based company, mobile fulfillment system. Okay, so those machines that I see in like those, oh yeah, these machines right here that carry all the packages and so on from one spot to another. So I guess they help with making these kind of robotics. That's pretty cool. I don't know. That's what the SYM does, robotics, or what is this again? Symbotic. Sounds like robotics to me, right? Yeah, I like it. I like this play a lot. New all-time high, and we do know that robotics are getting more and more into play these days, especially with, you know, AI and all that fanciness that's been happening. So I am actually interested very much in the stock now. Thank you for putting it on my radar, and also has a pretty high short flow, says chat. I don't see the short flow on SYM right off the bat on Trade Ideas, but we could go to our trusty friend Float Checker. SYM has a 12 to 107% short flow. I like this stock a lot. I like the stock a lot. So anywhere from 12 to 107, that's good numbers to me right there. So let's watch out for SYM tomorrow. So SYM, you got it, Prad. SYM helps Walmart, Albertsons. These are the top tier stores in US. SYM, look at the daily chart candle. Yeah, I mean, we were just looking at that just not too long ago. I mean, that one has me excited very much. So a new all-time high, a new 52-week high, you name it. New ranges for us to take a look at the stock into. But the earnings report actually looks a little bit negative, right? Earnings report looks like they were expected to only lose 0.029 cents per earnings per share, and they reported 0.07, a wider miss on earnings per share, but the revenue actually came in as a nice beat at a 20% revenue beat. I might have to find more about the stock if I can. Is there anything over here? No. Maybe I can refresh this. Refresh this one. Nope. No. Roku, Sam. Don't see anything over here. You know what? I'm actually going to do some research on my way home about the stock more. That way I could, form some more theses and biases on this position tomorrow. Thank you indeed for putting it on my radar. Let's quickly go back to see what WDC is doing. Looks like WDC is now down 1.3% on the earnings move. ANET is up almost 10% over here at $170. CAR was making a pop, and it's still holding that move to the north side. Not able to take out 230, still up 3% at the moment. Yum Brands China up 1.8% in the after hours, and ZI up down 17%. Looks like that low of 18 is still not broken yet. We're still above 20, but that 20 is incoming right now as we're talking about this position. Now, let's go to some of the positions that moved around today, set up some amazing trades for us, and could possibly do the very same thing tomorrow. For example, SoFi Technologies. SoFi with a monster beat on earnings over here, beat on both sides, earnings per share and revenue side. I guess you wouldn't say that much of a monster, but for me, man, anytime SoFi beats earnings, they just keep, they pop and they drop right back down. So I don't want this to happen tomorrow. Good night, Fabian. Good night, Ramin. Good night, Kat. Everybody get home safe. Good night. Sorry? I look like Steve Jobs, apparently, says Kat. Oh, let's go. I'm about to start selling Apple products very soon. Good night, guys. Get home safe. See you tomorrow. SoFi is what we want to talk about at the moment. SoFi giving you that breakout past $11. We got long off that 11 break. We enjoyed the stock to the north side today. We even tried a bunch of other stuff to trade it, and I think SoFi was actually our number 2 stock of the day. SoFi now is at a new 52-week high after taking out that $10 area. That being said, I won't be surprised if SoFi pulls right back to the downside tomorrow to test anywhere at 11 or 10. If it does, there are some possible, long opportunities for us to look at this 11, 10, 50, and $10 areas. But if tomorrow, if we just, break out to the north side, go jailbreak for that $12, and then break 12 and run up to the north side even more, I want to be part of that game too. I mean, this stock has finally started to bring in 200 million shares traded on the day. I mean, that is insane. This is, what is this? This is summer. This is summer trading, and we're bringing 200 million shares on positions like SoFi. It's about time, baby. Let's go. Bring in the volume. Bring in the north side moves for this position. I am currently long on SoFi at, I believe, $13.50 on my long-term account. So we're only like $1.50 to $3 away from there. So push this position to the north side. Let's see those moves incoming, especially for day trades. Like I said, I will not be surprised if the stock pulls back anywhere close to 11, 10.50, or even that $10 area, at which point we can try for the longs. If 10 breaks, then you have that gap fill towards 9.50 off of this earnings run up that the stock has had. I will, however, expect demand to show up anywhere near that 9.50 to 10 to 10.50 areas, and supply to show up anywhere above where we are right now to kind of push the stock back down, taking profits and so on. That's SoFi. Another stock that we're also in the long term and actually in the money is Palantir. Palantir now at a new 52-week high, breaking that $20 area in the pre-market. In the after hour just now. Palantir earnings, as I see right off at a quick glance on my screen, is earnings dates in 7 days. That's probably you could expect some buying to come in going into that earnings day as people want to buy up the rumor and maybe sell the news and so on, right? And some YOLO players and so on. Palantir has been giving us those beautiful 200 million days for quite some bit now, but looking forward to see how we trade near that $20 tomorrow. Monster deals for the past few months. I think they had a couple deals with Toronto companies, couple deals with the government, couple deals all across the board over here for Palantir. Very, very bullish indications. Their previous earnings report was a monster bullish indication. They actually are starting to make money now. Let's go to FinViz over here, type in Palantir. So Palantir, you see right here, their forward PE is 78.11. So they are expecting to start making money very soon, or slash they have already last quarter. So, you know, all things turning around for this stock. And they're also a big player in AI. So Monster moved to 20. Let's see if 20 can break tomorrow pre-market or even during the intraday, give us some longs off of that area. Obviously, that 20 area was a monster level today intraday, not giving you a trade breakout past that level. But after hour broke, let's see if we can get a trade off that tomorrow intraday. Here's another stock that went a little crazy today, XPEV. XPEV was, you know, crazy, but to the, you know, other side, I guess, it was, you know, down 20%, 20%. Maybe it was down like 14% at best. But, you know, it was down quite a bit. Hits that $20 area that we've been looking at for quite some days now. And surprisingly enough, holds 20 like an absolute brick wall. Does not break that 20 area. Tons of buyers show up over here and don't allow XPEV to really break even slightly to the downside. I guess the low of the day says 1990, but I don't remember seeing the stock below $20 at all today. Monster moves throughout the day. Every time it got to 20, you could have just taken how much ever size you wanted and then got out 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, later on in the day, 70 cents, even a 90-cent push as it closes at $20.92. So, you know, obviously the stock being on SSR mechanic helped it out today. Tomorrow, it will also be on SSR. It will be on SSR day 2. Let's see if that $20 level comes back into play tomorrow also for us to look for some longs off of this. Recently, XPEV had a catalyst that they are getting partnered with Volkswagen. Volkswagen buying about 8 million shares of XPEV. I guess they really want to get into that electrical vehicle business and they're struggling with it, or at least want to get a foothold in the Asian market. So they are partnering up with XPEV, however you want to put that company's name. Their ticker is what we're interested in. Couple other honorary mentions over here that didn't really have earnings today, but moved around, such as UPST. UPST making another run up to the north side, finally breaking out past that seahorse pattern. Now we're getting that resistance of the seahorse's crown. Right, the seahorse's crown over here showing some resistance level. Let's see if the seahorse can now break past that crown and go to that gap close as we were expecting and predicting for the stock once it breaks that 55 area. 55, 56 breakout, gap close towards 76, and we're not that far out. So the gap is almost closed over here. Only you know, $6, $7 for UPST for something that's shorted so heavily. That's not that far out for these guys. So let's see if UPST can keep making those runs up to the north side and close said gap. We also have Roku, which is doing insane moves over here too, running up towards that $100 area. We haven't seen that 100 mark for a long time now. I think the last time we saw it was around August of last year. So almost one full year coming into play for the stock to return back to that $100 prices. Let's see how it trades. I'm looking at this 101.50 to 101 area for possible resistances, rejections. If it does, however, break past that level, you know, don't be afraid to go long because this stock can easily start running up to the north side. Where are we going to next? I think WDC should start moving a little bit more over here by any chance. Yeah, now down 2% on WDC. Still hasn't taken out that 40 area, so that's good. And STX, let's see if you moved around in the after hours. No move at all. CAR still popping. Nope. CAR not able to take out the 230. So tomorrow, that 230 area looks promising to me if we are able to, you know, find some trades off that 230, maybe 230 breakout long. I'll be interested in that. ANET. I know ANET was popping. It's still going. 162.34 on ANET. Holy smokes. This stock does not want to stop. 11% up on the day now in the after hours. Sorry, not on the day. 11.5% up in the after hours. ANET just keeps on going. Chat talking about Fubo high a day. I mean, it's the after hours and it's up 0.3%. We're not going to spend our time with Fubo, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. We got bigger movers over here that actually have earnings. Whereas the next one over here, and a few stocks over here have earnings after pre-market tomorrow, so we'll show you that again. People talk about MGAM, penny stock. I don't really trade penny stocks, so not going to look at this one. ACHR, I know this one moved around quite a bit today, but it's kind of give back the ghost a little bit, down 1.3%. I did try to look for the stock for a trade today around the $5 area. Just didn't find a trade for myself and wasn't able to punch into a long later on. I don't think I'm going to be willing to punch into a long now in these higher ranges. I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be very, very honest with you. I mean, look at these, that right there, that wall. Doesn't look too exciting to me. That previous back level of some sort. We also got possible rejections over here. And I'm not expecting the stock to show volume tomorrow either. I'm not expecting the stock to show us any volume tomorrow either. I'd be careful. If there are some trades, possibly to 760, that's what I'm looking at. Brad, car 1630, you mean car 430? No, car's already out. Also, what belt are you holding currently? Like a bag, like belt? Like what do you mean belt? Or you mean jiu-jitsu? I'm a white belt. I'm a rookie. I just started. 500 likes from Mr. Prad. Yeah, pump those likes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this one.
Take this opportunity to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed. There's lots of bangs.
Lots of bangs. Aha. I want to stay on the same tune of earnings, because this stock over here puked to the downside, going to that $10 area. But ever since holding that 10, like XPEV held that 20 today, it's been making insane run up to the north side, almost about to get back to 12 here, which is Snapchat. Snapchat also, you know, taking a little bit of a move over here from your friends. What's that company that you know does something around like a book of faces or something that you know only grandmas use? You know, I've never. You know, I can't remember that company that recently announced earnings and popped up, right? It was Facebook for anyone who didn't get that joke. Facebook helping out Snapchat's earnings quite a bit over here, pushing them to the north side. Monster move to the upside over here. 12 is the question. 12. Do I see 12 coming into play? I mean, we almost got there today, 1138. But if we can break past 12, there could be some longs over here for that possible gap close on this position that I'm seeing, which is right here around 1250. Right? Possible gap close around 1250. Is that 1230? Ah, okay, 1230, 1250 or so. That's that 12 area right there. I'm expecting, you know, rejections to come in around these areas. We didn't drop down like that on negative earnings report for no reason. But apparently, you know, they got a higher boost in daily active users, blah, 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 which are...
Ian Rispetto, $1.99.
Good catalyst
SNMP
overall,
at $9.70 from 0.50 earlier today,
moment, man,
up 1,371%.
You guys have heard my outlook on Snapchat for years and years and years now. Like it's hard for me to be bullish on a technology product that I barely use. Or at least I've used to use in the past. I don't use it anymore, so it's hard for me to be bullish on it. That's my personal bias. So if I'm looking for a trade on it, it's most likely short. Try to follow the overall longer-term trend and not the shorter-term trend. The shorter-term trend at the moment is obviously fading the gap that we recently made off the earnings, which is bouncing off of this $10, $10.70 area and push back to that $12.35 area. That's the shorter term trend at the moment. The hell, I need to hear the message now. That was weird. Hey, you know, it's a cool little message that you can hear it, and it's also a way for me to get alerted that a message came through, and We appreciate all the love and super chat. So the super chat basically talking about SNMP. Where is this? Milestone for Cutie Pratt, BTC trying to break 29K support, says Bratishka with the becoming a member for 19 months in a row. So shout out to Bratishka. Thank you for that becoming a new member. Ian Respeto coming in SNMP at 975 from 0.5 earlier today, up 1,371%. I mean, how do you even trade the stock, though? That's the crazy part, right? That's the crazy part. How do you even trade the stock? It's currently up 128% in the after hours, apparently. That's basically taking it from where it traded on the close to how it's moving. A high of almost $15 coming into play. How do you trade this stock? If your brokerage, allows you to even trade them. Our broker did not allow us to trade the stock today. But if your broker even allows you to trade them, maybe you wait for the 15 break. And if the 15 break happens, you get long on it, but keeping a tight risk on. But the spread's going to be so crazy. It's going to go all haywire on you. You want to be very careful with trading this position, right? So I would please, look into risk management and put that into work. Don't blow up your whole account just because you see a stock up 6,000% or 5,000% or whatever number your brokerage tells you. Don't get sucked into those numbers. It's awesome to get those percentages. You want those percentages, but you got to think about how can you even properly, effectively trade the stock. The answer is you don't. You might get lucky once, you might get lucky twice. This is not a repeatable setup that you can sustain on. It's not a repeatable setup. So I would urge you to please be very careful. Maybe you take the 15 long and keep tight risk. That's what I would do. Most of the chat has no clue how to trade it. I mean, yeah. If people want to, I'm not going to stop them. I mean, I can't stop them. All I can do is, tell you how even Neil and Sean probably wouldn't trade these stocks, right? So forget me. If you respect Neil or Sean, and if you want to trade more like them, then we might want to ignore this position at the moment. YOLO peeps says chat. No YOLO peeps. No, bad chat. One share and a dream, pretty much. That's exactly how you would trade the stock. Take the break of 15 or even get long over here with one share. That way, if it goes to zero, you lose $10. But if it doesn't go to zero and it does something crazy like HKD or something, then it goes to 2.5K and then on $15 stock, let's say your risk was $15 because it went to zero, you made $2,000 on a stock like this. That's basically how you trade it. But I don't want to teach you guys how to do that. I don't want to tell you guys how to do that. Now it's up at 11.85. It held that $9 area. The more I look at it, I think it's just the worst idea for the show here. So I'm just going to walk away from it. Let's go talk about other positions that moved around today. ON had earnings today. ON Semiconductors, 105.35 was a previous all-time high. And also a double top right here, 105.35, previous all-time high, double top. And the double top came in basically on Friday. We were not able to take out that double top on Friday. With earnings today at pre-market, we burst through that 105, put in a new all-time high on this position at 111.35. So look out for the stock now to possibly, close that gap, pull back down to 105, test that 105 area for possible supports. If 105 area shows you support, you can easily get long, keep very, very tight risk on it, and have that right up to the north side. Now, let's say 105 does not come into play. The only play you have is the pre-market areas the stock held up in today, which is this 107 area right here. Then you can either look for the longs off of 107. So basically anywhere from 107 to 105, look for buying to show up in this position. Once buying shows up from 105 to 107, get long, give it that risk down to 105, and have your possible swing trade or possible intraday trade, however time frame you plan to trade this on, to the north side. If 111.35, however, shows you rejection tomorrow, after holding 105, after holding 107, then there could be a real big seller over here that's not allowing the stock to push too much higher to the north side, and they don't believe in ON semiconductors as much as people believed in your other semiconductors such as NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, and so on. So maybe there is somewhat of a seller here blocking it to the downside, blocking it to the upside, not letting it go too much higher. So watch out for those possible trades over there. Intel today, 37, broke, but it gave you a perfunctory, a failed break at 37, absolute useless break at 37, trapped a bunch of people. I actually then flipped short on the break of pre-market lows. I had a little bit of that move. I didn't have all of the move. I had a little bit of that move. Later on in the day, pretty much moves down to Friday's lows at near 35.50s or so on Intel. I guess it's pretty simple now what we're expecting from Intel tomorrow. If this 35.50 area holds, you're looking for longs off of that.
Ian
If
Respeto,
35.50 doesn't hold, you take that breakout
So
and
let
you
me
ride
get
it
you
to the
opinion on a
downside.
stock I'm
So
longing
that
for a
35
while.
area is
Apple.
going to not
What's your
gonna be
thoughts or
fun.
opinions of it going into earnings on Thursday? Thanks.
Apple earnings Thursday, says Ian Respeto with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Ian Respeto. Apple earnings are Thursday. I don't even know about that, I'll be honest. Yeah, 3 days from now. What are my opinions about Apple earnings? I mean, obviously, don't YOLO to begin with. But if we go to a longer time frame, here's my opinion on Apple. That trend that we've been holding since the starting of the year is an absolute trend. Beautiful trend, stuck to the north side. It's insane how this stock is, so damn strong. People love Apple. It makes sense, right? I, however, have never used Apple products. I'm trying to look around if I can find any Apple products here because, other people in the floor do use Apple products. Maybe they all took their products home. But no, I don't have any Apple products. Never owned one. That's a lie. Back in the day, I did, but not anymore. But I do own Apple stock. And think about how many people are there like me, right? I'm sure people who own Apple products own Apple stocks. I'm praying they do. Otherwise, it's like, what the heck are you doing? But think about how many people are there like me who don't buy Apple products, but buy Apple stocks. And you can see that strength pouring into the stock every single day. Now, talking about their earnings report coming out in 3 days, I think people are expecting to be bullish, if I remember correctly, right? There are people who are expecting the numbers to be bullish. Don't think we see a decrease in any sort of iPhone sales, if I remember correctly. Did we see a decrease in the last iPhone sales? I think we saw a decrease in iPad sales. I think we saw a decrease in iPad sales in the last earnings report. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Chats, there's a lot of people in chat saying I'm the same as you, Pratt. I don't buy Apple products, but I'll buy Apple shares. Yeah, see? Apple is king, and then you have Android. And now you have a perfect example why we don't like Apple. Right? It's because of Apple fangirls and Apple writers who just don't allow people to have their opinion on Android. No, I'm joking. Apple, it's Apple's Apple, Android's Android. There's those Android people too who always want to fight over Apple all day. I don't care. I let people use it. Whatever you find useful to you, go for it, right? That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for your use and your ability to use that product to the fullest form. So kill it. Apple ownership versus consumerism. I mean, I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. I just don't like it when people get too fangirly or fanboy about one product or the other. It's like, guys, let people live their life. If you like Android, you like Android. If you like Apple, you like Apple, right? I had this stock to talk about, but I don't know if we're going to see a trade on this one tomorrow. It's going to be AMC, $5. AMC really struggled to stay above 5 today. We got up to 508. The volume on the stock is lighter than the average 10-day volume. The volume has been dying down quite a bit on AMC. So it's like, can we bring in the volume again? Right? Can we bring in that volume that we recently brought in? 200 million shares recently, and then immediately back down to 30 million, 20 million shares. Like, that's what just happened. What happened to all that pump and all that woohoo and all that hype behind it, right? So immediate gap close after making that big volume spike. Not able to hold above 5. Tomorrow, though, if we do get back above 5, there's some possible longs off that trade. AMC actually closed only 3 cents away from 5. So, I'm going to add this to my radar, but I'm not too hyped about it. I'll tell you honestly, I'm not too hyped about it. Meme stocks might be a little dead for sure, as the chat says, Mr. Fresher than you. Those not my words, chat. Mr. Fresher said it, but AMC might be a little dead here, sadly. But other meme stocks are going off, right? Look at Carvana. Look at C3AI. I mean, maybe C3AI is not a meme stock, but I'm going to put it in the meme stock basket because of the short flow. We had another stock today, SYM, big short flow, making a new all-time high. So I'm pretty bullish about all of these ones. I'm pretty interested. Once again, Palantir, Intel, ON, SoFi, Rivian, Snapchat, AMC, WDC, CAR, Yum China, ZI. There's so many stocks to put on board already, and this is without even looking at any of our large cap stocks, without even looking at any of the stocks that announce earnings tomorrow. So there's movers all across the board tomorrow that we're going to be very, very interested in. Let's head over to some of the stocks that announce earnings actually tomorrow to see if we can find any levels, any trades, any theories to find possible opportunities of money-making opportunities, money-making moves over here. So right off a glance, right here, I see that high of that range near 47.80. Let's say 48. 47.90, sorry. Let's say 48. I like that high near $48 on Uber. Let's see if that level can kind of come back into play. But we might have to go to the stock on a higher time frame real quick so we can chart some levels. I'm going to put that line down at 47 because of that monthly high over here. I'm also putting this line over here near 55. Throw in a line over here maybe. Nope, don't really like that one. Let's quickly go back to the 1-year chart and just zoom out. So like right here near these tops, I'm going to put it somewhere near this double top over here, somewhere near that double top of 61, near these, let's just pull that one back to this one, put it there near 56. That's the IPO range high basically. IPO range high was 47 something. We're already above that. I like this consolidation high right here to see if we see some possible rejections of these highs coming in near 52, and we're already above this consolidation highs of 48, 49, 50 coming into play. So let's see if these levels come into play to the upside, and we already have levels to the downside based on recent trading history for Uber. So if we can go over to options AI and type in Uber Duber, which I'm still waiting for. They said they're going to deliver weed on Uber. Oh, I don't even smoke weed, by the way, right? So what am I waiting for? Never mind. Uber over here, 7.2% to the upside or downside expected off the earnings number tomorrow pre-market. Expecting a move up to $53 or a move down to $46. So let's see if we have somewhere close to that numbers mapped out. They were expecting a move up to 53. I had 52.36. They're expecting somewhere up to 53 or a move down to 46. I have a line up to 45, so 45, 46 or so coming into play most likely. We'll see if Uber can give us some levels over there. Can you check XLF? That is the financial ETF, and financials have been waking up for quite some time, and just go long on all financials, honestly. It's that easy. I mean, interest rates are helping out banks. Banks have been going up. They recently passed this stress test. PACW and Bank of California recently merging into form one big SHIT company. what else am I looking for? XLF, JP Morgan coming out with good earnings report. Wells Fargo, I think, joining them. Bank of America was joining them too. If I remember correctly, Charles Schwab actually did bad. Oh, they actually did good too. They went up over here. All banks have been booming. So yeah, MAPs are also launching up. Nice save there, says Peter's son. I got myself, baby. I got myself. Weedmaps is public and is what we used to find bud in the 2000s. I remember using Weedmaps. Wait, what am I talking about? I don't smoke weed. What am I talking about, dude? What am I talking about? Okay. Uber. Pfizer, another stock that's coming out with earnings tomorrow. Pfizer, let's see where the 52-week range is. We are exactly at the 52-week low. I love these plays because if earnings come out good, this stock has monster pumps to the north side. So watch out. I mean, maybe not, right? But I would expect it would pump right back to the higher end of these ranges. The 50-period EMA, I believe it's a 50. No, it's a 100-period EMA on the daily chart. It's at $39. So you could expect, move up to even $39 to come into play tomorrow on Pfizer on good earnings, and on bad earnings, a possible new 52-week low coming in by breaking that 35 area. So watch out for Pfizer pre-market. Another stock pre-market, Caterpillar, CAT, which I believe is at all-time highs. Is that for real, for real? That's for real, for real. Are you for real, for real? Yeah, I'm for real, for real. So watch out for this one over here. CAT coming out with earnings report pre-market and at all-time highs. 266.04. Beautiful number, 266.04. If numbers come out good, obviously it's going to break through 264 and just run through it, right? Sorry, 266. If numbers come out bad, then most likely pushing back to the lower end of the ranges over here. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock goes back to 250 tomorrow on negative earnings report. So watch out for this one. A little bit lighter on the volume for a $200 stock that we would like, but especially on earnings days, it brings in decent amount of volume on a relative volume scale. So watch out for Caterpillar. I will have to put this on the watch list. Here's one that's a kind of crazy expensive stock. Wait, what? Huh? Did Merck have a split of some sort? I remember trading Merck and it was like a $400,000 stock or something. Did they have a split? Let's go to 1 year. No? Oh, no, I'm thinking about another company. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking about, what's that company name? Mercer or something, the shipment company. I'm thinking about a shipment company, not MRK. MRK, the health tech company, joining the same bag of stocks such as Pfizer and mRNA and so on. Watch out for MRK over here. Not really at the same levels as Pfizer, which is at a 52-week low or anything, but in a pretty decent range on MRK. I'm not too excited about these ranges, I'll tell you that, because that means we could walk into a lot of resistances to the upside and a lot of supports to the bottom side. I'm more interested on a negative earnings report because that means there's some possible breakdowns over here, especially that 100 breakdown short looks amazing for me on a negative earnings report, but on a positive earnings report, until we really start going higher above 115, I would be pretty hesitant to really get into the longs over here, and the stock would probably like run into a bunch of walls. And Chad over there helping me up with the shipment company, yeah, Maersk. This is why you gotta stop smoking weed, Pratt. I don't smoke weed. Stop. What happened to coin? Says Chad. Coin getting wrecked. Is it? Coin down 2.5%. Is that really getting wrecked? I mean, okay. Oh, never mind. Whoa. Coin dropping like it's hot. You know what? I think I remember what it was. While I was getting ready for the show, I actually did see an article on my phone that said delisting in North America would mean the end of cryptocurrencies, is what Coinbase's CEO apparently said on some news article. I forget which one. I think I saw it on Yahoo Finance, if I remember correctly. I'm guessing that is the catalyst coming in over here for Coinbase, because obviously Bitcoin wasn't really moving too much over here. Bitcoin, it did drop down though. Bitcoin is dropping at the moment, And yeah, I guess it could just be Bitcoin's move down, guys. It could just be Bitcoin's move down. Yeah, I didn't like MRK either. Either and left it alone, says Peter Sun. Okay, I like it. And Kathy selling again, don't doubt it. MRK declared a special dividend. It's in this week's Barron, says TH. We'll see if that one works out to be a good trade tomorrow. Quick shout out to a couple of the stocks that have earnings tomorrow, such as NCLH. Make sure you're watching NCLH, which is at a new 52-week high at the moment. We're almost at a 52-week high and trying to take out those levels. These stocks have been beaten down quite a bit, so watch for these stocks to come back to life. RCL, CCL in that same basket, making those recent run up to new 52-week highs and kind of around those same areas. And I'm sure CCL and RCL, which bring in more volume than NCLH, could give you a better sympathy trade off of NCLH. So you could just trade CCL, RCL on however NCLH moves and just have fun with that one as they might bring in more volume. JetBlue, which is an airliner, you can watch this one also. Watch this one move around for you and trade your American Airlines and other stocks maybe. SIRI, this is a highly shorted stock that was popping around recently. We'll see if Siri can make those pops again and bring in some good numbers on earnings report. TAP, which is Molson Coors, I think Canadian? No. Is Molson Canadian, Greg? He's not answering. He's got his headphones on. But Obi answered, and Obi said yes. So Molson Coors Canadian is going to be also announcing earnings tomorrow pre-market, along with Sun Power. So these are the stocks for tomorrow to watch out for. Let's quickly go to the economic calendar tomorrow. What is important on board tomorrow? Looks like nothing too much other than the 10 o'clock number, which is ISM manufacturing PMI numbers coming out at 10 o'clock. Watch out for that. We also got the JOLTS job openings number coming out at 10 o'clock. So a couple important JOLTS, coming out with a couple important time periods for tomorrow. Basically just one time period tomorrow, 10 o'clock, to watch out for how the numbers come and move around overall. Let's refresh this page real quick, see if we moved any positions in the after hours. 88% move, MGAM. Yeah, people were talking about that one getting up to $1. We'll see if it can get up above $1 tomorrow. Maybe give us some trades over there. I don't really trade penny stocks though, so I'm not too interested until it gets above $1 for myself. Palantir, we know that one quite a bit. SNMP, monster stock. ANET, earnings mover. EBS, what is this one moving around on? Awarded a 10-year BARDA contract valued at a maximum of $704 million for advanced development of products of Ebenga treatment for Ebola. Wow, Ebola's back in play. I like it. Ebola, EBS, making a little bit of a pop with light volume, 7.6% pop in. Couple other earnings stocks, TREX, VNO, SBAC, CAR. We talked about that. TJTX, what in the heck is TJTX? That one moving around, and a couple other stocks to the downside. ZI, RMBS, these are all just earnings movers over here. WDC, why you forsaken me? Why you dropped down, WDC? No. We don't really have to look at this one, do we? Do we still have to look at the FOMC predictability numbers? Why not? I guess they're expecting 81% to be, no more rate hikes going in for the next FOMC date, which is quite some period of time, 20th September. And 18% of it are expecting it to be actually a rate hike for the next rate hike. Obviously, all the economic calendars that come out will influence this next FOMC interest rate hike decision. Should it be hike? Should it be pause? Should it be cut? And all those things. We'll see what happens. You missed AMD earnings tomorrow. No, it's not. Shush. That's after hours. Yeah, that's after hours. We're going to cover AMD after hours tomorrow anyways. We're going to be on the show 4 o'clock. You scared me for a second. Yeah, okay, no, it's not tomorrow pre-market or tonight after hours anyways. And that's what we're covering. Tomorrow, however, since you brought it up, Tomorrow, we're going to cover in the after-hours show AMD, Starbucks, Pinterest, MicroStrategy, a bunch of other stocks over here, maybe Kraft Heinz, and a bunch of other stocks. We got a busy, busy earnings board coming up for the rest of the week. As you guys can see, Shopify, Qualcomm, PayPal, Robinhood, Unity, Apple, Amazon. Can I hear it, Obi? Amazon, DraftKings, Cloudflare, Airbnb, Fubo. Fubo was very much in play today. Fisker, Nikola was also in play today. A bunch of these stocks very much in play. They've been moving around. We were going to have a lot of fun with earnings plays, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you once again, as always, coming out to watch your boy Trader Prad, draw some lines on the chart, talk about all the things that moved around today. Hopefully you found some trades over there, found some levels to take part in, found some ideas to put some risk on. I for sure did. I can't wait to put some risk on tomorrow, so you know where to find me. Come catch me on the midday at 12 o'clock and back again to talk about AMD at the 4 o'clock. Until then, go get some rest. Thank you for today. Peace. Ciao. Good night. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Don't leave anywhere. The show is brought to you by Day Trade the World. Go follow that. Click that link in the chat. It's not in the chat actually, but scan that QR code or go to daytradetheworld.com, dttw.com, or you can also email us at marketing@daytradetheworld.com to learn more. And if you want to work at a Day Trade the World office, you know what to do, dttw.com, or if you want to open a daytradetheworld.com office, you know what to do. Okay, now I'm out. Peace. Good night.